Guys, last year's Xbox XO18 was maybe a little bit of a disappointment, but Xbox is primed and ready to come out swinging for XO19. We're going to talk about all kinds of things like Microsoft possibly acquiring Platonic, Halo Master Chief Collection, Halo Infinite, Xbox Scarlet, Xbox price drops, other game studio announcements, and much more. But before we get into it, we are doing a giveaway, guys. We are giving away a copy of the Crash Bandicoot trilogy on Steam. All you have to do is be subscribed. Okay, guys, so XO19, it's happening in just a few days. I want to start with the hot rumor that basically started around November 5th, maybe a little bit before that, but Microsoft possibly acquiring another studio, that being Platonic. They were the developers of Yooka-Laylee, who are kind of made up of some ex-Rare developers, which Microsoft owns that studio. Yooka-Laylee may be mediocre reception, but the latest kind of pseudo-sequel to Yooka-Laylee, the Impossible Lair, has actually been reviewing really well as a 2D side-scroller. So what do we think about this Microsoft buying Platonic? If it's true, if it's a good move, if we're going to see it?
I don't know if we'll see that because they just purchased them, so it might be a little too early to announce that. But I think it's a good purchase on Microsoft's standpoint because the dozen or so studios they've purchased over the last couple of years don't really include anything that is kind of in the genre of Platonics, minus Rare, who obviously are not making Yooka-Laylee type games right now. But I think it would be good. Hopefully they get back to those roots of Yooka-Laylee, banjo, that kind of thing.
The flip side to me is that like the whole reason Platonic exists is because Rare under Microsoft ownership kind of became garbage, and so they were like, hey, we know you guys are disappointed in Rare. We're a bunch of people who used to work at Rare, and we're going to kind of bring back what Rare was doing before they got bought by Microsoft. And then that company gets bought by Microsoft. Like I know that's not any real reason to not feel good about it. It just like instinctively I'm like, oh shucks, but hopefully it all works out.
Well, I think the Platonics guys left specifically to make Yooka-Laylee as the successor for Banjo,
Right.
whereas I think Rare as a studio was going in a different direction. So I don't think it was necessarily Microsoft's fault, but
I mean, who knows whose fault it was? But like, they definitely Rare has not been doing so great since they were purchased.
And I think the good news about Platonics is the team that's there is dedicated to a specific type of game, and that's banjo, Yooka-Laylee, that kind of thing. So
Collective
I expect you'll see something in that vein.
We could get a Banjo 3. Like
we have a Banjo 3.
Okay,
yeah.
Well, like we could get an actual.
And it was made by Rare when they were owned by Microsoft.
We could get an actual Banjo 3E, not Banjo Nuts and Bolts, because Platonic, who's interested in making these games, now has that IP back if they are bought by Microsoft, and like maybe that's the move here,
But Rare could have done that the whole time if that's what Microsoft wanted to do. It's just confusing to me. Like, I don't understand. If that's what they end up doing, I just don't understand the thought process.
You're building capacity and you're buying talent back, essentially. I think it makes a lot of sense.
I agree from a business standpoint. It's just I like whether or not that talent will be well utilized. I'm a little skeptical of.
Well, but I think the approach has been different, right? With a lot of these studios that Microsoft has bought, it's not been kind of the iron fist that we expected. They've been given a little bit more leeway thus far, right?
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. And this is like a discussion that we could continue later, possibly. Like, it's hard to say because we haven't really seen any of these acquisitions materialize into anything meaningful yet. Like, it hasn't been enough time, right? Like, Ninja Theory has announced a game at E3. Obsidian obviously just came out with the Outer Worlds. It's not exclusive just because of the timing. Like, we haven't really seen if these are good moves yet.
Right, and Outer Worlds wasn't even a Microsoft game that was in development prior to acquisition. So
exactly, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you won't see that till probably 5 years down the road.
So it kind of remains to be seen whether or not these are going to work out.
Yeah, and we were talking a bit before the show started, but I think
about
once we see,
very relevant things. Yeah.
yeah, well, I think it'll remain to be seen whether or not Microsoft is a good like overlord, essentially, because either they're going to be a big source of money without a lot of overhead, or they're just going to be the company that squashes whatever ideas these studios have. And I think as we start to see more games coming out, we'll get a clearer picture. Obviously, Rare and Sea of Thieves was not a huge hit, and it's not entirely clear if that was Rare's fault, Microsoft's fault, or what. But
I mean, Rare they haven't had a successful game since they've been owned by Microsoft.
right.
Hey man, Perfect Dark Zero was a great game. Jake and I played.
Nuts and Bolts was a great game.
Yeah. Well, okay. I mean, it seems like I agree. It is an odd move since they kind of own like the other half, but now like they're kind of like forcing the band to get back together, you know?
Well, they could. We don't know that they will.
Exactly, they could. But okay, well, let's talk about something that we were super excited for and thought was going to be rolled out sooner than it has and has not, and that is the Halo Master Chief Collection. There have been a few private betas for the Reach version of the game, and it seems like things are still moving, but there's not a release date yet. Do we think maybe we could see more, get a roadmap, get a release date? I am kind of like underwhelmed that this has taken so long with literally next to no news.
I think we'll see it because they don't have really anything else going on that's got kind of headline power like that. And it seems like they're almost like with all the buzz around the streaming service. What was that called? The xCloud. Like that kind of seems like the wave of the future, and I think that Microsoft realizes that, and that's going to be the way that things are going.
I think, you know what I think we'll see is, since Master Chief Collection is going to be released in 2019 and we're running out of time, we'll probably see some major feature. Maybe even they'll release it in like the next couple of days after this event. But we'll probably see some sort of announcement for Master Chief Collection at this event. And then maybe we'll see Halo Infinite get released in conjunction with xCloud or something like that. Because that would be a fantastic like launch title for that service.
Well, xCloud's coming out like imminently. Like that is basically out.
And
yeah, they've said that for a lot of things.
But like Infinite is coming out in a year. xCloud is coming out like now. So
I wouldn't be surprised if a good bit of the news at this event is about xCloud and how that's going to work with the Xbox and all that. I wouldn't be surprised.
So yeah, just I mean, correction. The xCloud currently has launched in beta, and yeah, I agree. I think we will be seeing a lot of xCloud. And you're right, Jake. Maybe it could be. I can't imagine that they start the betas a year in advance for xCloud.
Yeah, and Stadia is already out.
Yeah, exactly. Stadia's already out. There's got to be some pressure to get moving on that. But sorry, we'll move. Like let's just wrap up Master Chief Collection. Jeremy, do you think we're gonna see Master Chief Collection release date or anything?
Something, yeah.
I think we have to see. We have to get some kind of an update.
Seems like an easy win for them.
Exactly, yeah. And all the updates thus far have really been kind of like blog posts. And this was announced like over 6 months ago. Like we just, even if it's delayed, just give us a trailer. It's all old games. It's not that hard.
I think it's gonna be like a December release date, Christmas time.
Yeah, that would be.
That's my guess. What we'll see.
That would be great. All right. Well, yeah. So let's segue into xCloud just because we were talking about it. So I was kind of thinking personally that yes, we will see xCloud at this event, but the beta's already out, and we would maybe get a release window. Since the beta's been out and now we're going to this big event, they might have a release window. But it sounds like Jake's thinking maybe as far as a year away, but so maybe we won't see any updates on xCloud. What are you guys feeling on xCloud? Brian seems big on xCloud.
I don't know. Could be.
Yeah, I don't know. I haven't followed it that much, and I didn't get to play the beta yet. I don't know. For some reason, I get the impression that they're not quite at the same level as Stadia. I don't really have any proof to back this up, but I get the feeling that they need more time. Maybe that's just me. Not sure.
No, that sounds about right.
Well, I think Stadia is also. It seems like Stadia might be having a rough launch. Seems like they might need more time too. That's coming out in a few weeks.
There's a lot of big promises with this service. Sorry, I'll let Brian go.
It seems very much like they're trying to. Microsoft is not only trying to get relevant, because they're not relevant really in gaming right now, and be a leader, or at least running with the pack. And if you want to be out front, you got to push this stuff out fast. And yeah, sure, it might not be ready. That would be a mistake, but I think they're gonna be pushing it, because if Stadia is coming out, if you want to run with the pack, you got to come out on the same schedule, not a year from now, because everybody's gonna have a game streaming service a year from now.
Right. And speaking of relevance, let's talk Halo Infinite and Project Scarlet, which is the next upcoming Xbox. Because you're right, Brian. They do. Now's their time. Like, they don't want to have another Xbox One launch.
Right.
They want to have
all these developers. You want to be relevant.
They want to have a next gen launch, and they have done a reasonable job at going back and forth with Sony as far as controlling the narrative for next gen goes. This would be a great time if they wanted to show more about Project Scarlet and the launch title, Halo Infinite. Do we think we're going to see more on Scarlet? Because, again, now would be a really decent time to get a jump on Sony. On the flip side, we are in the holiday season when they're trying to sell Xbox One X's and Xbox Ones and the last year that they possibly can. So I don't know if you guys have any thoughts on that.
Is this their next generation console?
Yeah,
Scarlet
coming out holiday 2020.
Yeah, I don't know if we'll see it. I feel like a Scarlet announcement is probably like an E3 type of thing.
Well, so last console cycle there were and similar to Switch, I guess, just not date wise but month wise, just happened to line up this way. There was like a February event where they didn't really show everything, but they talked about it. And then at E3 they had the blowout with the price and the release date and all that. And this goes for PS4 and Xbox One. So last time there was in this instance it would be like a February 2020 event. I mean, this is a few months earlier. They could show something, you know what I'm saying? And they already have like they said this E3, they were like, it's Project Scarlet, it's the X, Y, and Z. It's gonna have Halo Infinite at launch. So they already, in PS5, we've seen them starting with some of these, the super fast SSD, the weird haptics on the controller, up to 8K they claim, backwards compatibility, all that. So they are going back and forth already.
Maybe. I mean, maybe they'll throw out something, but I don't think it's going to be any valuable information. I don't see the value of them announcing anything at this point, because they gave us the teaser last E3. So I don't know. Like, if we do get something, it's just going to be like a splash screen, and they're going to say, hey, Scarlet's going to be wicked cool, guys. Get your wallets ready.
That seems fair.
I totally agree.
I can see maybe another teaser, but not much deeper than.
Well, maybe not hardware, but what about their flagship launch title, Halo Infinite? I think we could see another tease for Halo Infinite, just because what they showed at E3 was not it wasn't gameplay. I mean, I guess it technically was, but it really wasn't.
I think that's probably likely. It seems like that game's pretty far along.
Yeah, but then
It
they
seems
would
like
also
they would have stuff to show.
they'd compete with the Master Chief Collection.
Yeah, but you're not really competing because the games are effectively a year apart.
Right, but like if you want all your press to be Master Chief Collection, buy it for Christmas, and then you're like, actually, let me tell you about this really cool game I'm going to release next year.
On the other hand,
Yeah.
it's kind of like since they're not releasing at the same time, it's conceivable that maybe it would be kind of like synergistic. Like, remember Halo? Remember how much you love Halo? Remember, like, oh, we're putting out a new Halo game that's going to be even more Halo-y, especially if they did a really Halo-y trailer for it and just kind of build Halo hype, and then you can kind of sell both products.
Yeah.
or have it be like there's Halo this year and there's going to be Halo next year too.
Halo every year.
Coming
Right.
Christmas 2019, the
Yeah.
Halo Master Chief Collection.
We need that Infinite news.
We do. I seriously think they have to start building the hype on this game.
Yeah.
And now is a good time. Like now, this is like, in my opinion, a pretty bad time to hold an event, like November, like literally right when the holiday season's starting. So it's hard to talk about the future when you're trying to sell the present, you know?
Right.
But let's talk about this holiday season. Let's talk, and we might not have much to say here. Last year they were talking about some major price drops to Xbox for holiday 2018. You know, like the holiday sales, the Black Friday sales, all that good stuff. Do we think that there's any like crazy low price an Xbox One X could go? Their MSRP is $500, but that is pretty frequently lower. So do you guys? I don't know. Do you think that, because this is the last year to buy an Xbox One as the current console, right? So
Yeah. I'm sure they'll be dirt cheap.
Yeah, they'll be like $100.
no, they're not gonna be.
Not for the One X.
Okay,
but on the lower end, like the prices will go really low.
I could see 150. I could see 150
for an Xbox One. That thing's been out for what? How many years? 7 years.
forever.
Yeah, $100. Like,
I don't see 100. I don't see 100. I see 150. But so the One X, again, it goes on sale, but it is currently MSRP is $499. It does go on sale. I'm gonna say 300.
Yeah, I would go with
250.
300.
Dude, $250 for a One X is an insanely good deal.
99.
So there's a lot to an Xbox beyond the gameplay. Like it's a Blu-ray player. They've got a ton of stuff
It's a
in
4K
there.
Bluray player.
Right. So
Yeah, but
I don't
when was
know.
the last time? When was the last? You have a 4K TV, Chris. When was the last time you watched a Blu-ray on it?
I was going to
But
fairly
you didn't.
recently, but I didn't. You're right.
So
Well-
like,
But
Still in there. Still got to pay for it.
right, but you just
no, you
stream
play
that
the
shit
games
now,
on it. You
like,
play the
don't-
games on it.
play
You use the
games
drive
on it,
to
but
play
you
the
just
games.
like the media center stuff is like kind of obsolete. You know, you just stream that now. You don't need
Yeah.
to like if you want to
It's-
watch YouTube on your TV, you hook your computer up to your TV with an HDMI cord. That's it.
I will say, if you don't want to build a PC and you want to play third-party games, the best way, Xbox
Nintendo.
One X. Yeah, Nintendo Switch. No, Xbox, definitely Xbox One X. That being said, I would say Sony exclusives make the PS4 Pro a much easier sell, but if you only want to play third-party games, I would go Xbox One X. It's a lot of caveats. It's like, I don't want a PC, I don't want PS4 exclusives, I just want to play my Assassin's Creed every year. Then you get an Xbox
I
One
want
X.
my Minecraft.
Yeah, I want my Minecraft in 4K.
I'm hoping for
With
some
ray
good.
tracing.
With
dude.
ray
You
tracing.
can
Oh,
get it with
there's no ray
on
tracing,
PC.
dude.
Yeah,
There's
but
no
that's
ray
why you should build a PC, because you can have fucking ray tracing in Minecraft, because you need that.
I need it, dude. I need it. Notch needs it. Jeremy, what's your Xbox price holiday season? Give it to me. Hit me.
$3 million.
All right. Jake.
What did Brian say? 100? More than that.
Yeah, I said 150.
He's somewhere in there.
Jake.
I'm with you on the One X coming at 300. The Xbox One, 150, 200 maybe.
All right.
For a 7-year-old
So-
console, $200.
But
200
I want
bucks is-
the controllers to go on sale.
Yeah, that's what
Hell
I
yeah.
need those
Also,
controllers.
pro tip, this is at least what I've been told by the Xbox people. your Xbox One controllers will be forward compatible with Scarlet, so
I would hope so.
well,
Chris
that's
is
not the
dead,
case.
is
You can't use your
Microsoft.
Xbox 360 controller with your Xbox One, but they
Seriously?
claim yeah, seriously.
What the fuck?
You can't use your DualShock 3 with your PS4.
Seriously?
Seriously.
What the fuck? You could
Well-
use your PlayStation 1 controller with your PlayStation 2. Don't at me.
Wow, okay, cool. Let's move on from Nice Tries. All right. So this could be a long section, could be a very short one. There's some other studios that Microsoft has been snapping up, and that means that there could be some other new games. These studios are recent acquisitions, but that doesn't mean that there weren't current projects. I'm just going to throw a few names out there. We already know 343. The Coalition does Gears of War. We have Double Fine, Ninja Theory, Undead Labs, Obsidian, Playground Games, Rare. So there are plenty of studios that could be working on titles. Do we think we're going to see an announcement? I'm going to say no, because Scarlet. I think we're going to get a lot of those at E3 or at the Xbox Scarlet Blowout event. They're not going to be announcing any Xbox One games.
You're thinking no new studio acquisitions?
Well, Playtonic. That's the one.
We're
That's
not
it.
going to talk about that in an event like this, though. That's business. That's just like, that's boring shit.
Yeah, I think
Not acquisitions. I meant games from these studios.
Too early.
Too early. Yep.
Spread the hype.
Too early.
yeah, I don't know.
Too early.
I don't think we'll see anything.
Make more news cycles.
A lot of studios they have just put out games like Coalition, Rare, 343 is obviously working on stuff. Age of Empires, like I would say, at least half of these studios just put out games or have already told us what they're working on.
Yeah. And here's the thing, right? This is it. This is the last holiday season where the Xbox One's going to be flagship. So, you know, why release some crazy first-party game? We're probably going to get Flight Simulator. That'll probably be the last big exclusive, would be my guess.
I wouldn't buy that on Xbox.
Well, it's coming out on Xbox, regardless.
This-
That's all
no,
you have? You might, that's all you have? You might buy it. I don't know. Yeah, I think we're all on the same page. Too early.
Yeah.
Too early.
Too early.
All right, well that's our XO19 predictions. We got Microsoft getting Playtonic. We got to see some Master Chief Collection news. Has to happen. Might get a little peek at Infinite, but nothing crazy. Might get a little peek at Scarlet, but nothing crazy. And we're gonna see a $100 Xbox One. You heard it here first. But what should
You
our
fucking disagreed with that.
that's what I said.
You all
I said the
disagreed
lowest
with
number,
that.
dude.
That
I
was
said the
my
lowest
fucking-
number. I said the lowest number. I pulled the lowest number from us. You did say it. I'm giving you the credit.
Xbox
You heard it here
is for
first.
the people.
Xbox is for the
is for the
people.
people.
What should the people do, Brian?
Well, if the people, have thoughts about how political discourse in their country has degenerated into a series of mediocre memes, they can hammer their thoughts on that down in the word box. And like Chris said at the beginning of the video, we're giving away Crash Bandicoot, so if you want Crash Bandicoot, you should subscribe to this channel, because we might give it to you. Smoke them if you got 'em, guys. And by the way, Jeffrey Epstein didn't kill himself. That's all for me tonight, Chris.
All right. Thank you, Brian. We'll catch you guys next time.